Hello students. Last day I have discussed about the green revolution, its importance and also the origin and place in the Indian agricultural reforms. Today I am taking the next content that is also related to the green revolution, but it is the bad impacts or the some negative impacts which were created and generated by the green revolution. In most of the green revolution areas, it was primarily the medium and large farmers who are benefited or who are able to benefit from the new technology. Otherwise, the small farmers or the landless farmers or the laborers, agricultural laborers, they were not able to get the benefit from this green revolution because inputs were very expensive and small and marginal farmers could not afford these inputs and they didn't have the money to spend as much as large farmers to purchase these inputs. When agriculture produce primarily for themselves and for unable to produce for the commercial purpose, then it also created a load on the small farmers as well as the farm laborers. In the first phase of green revolution in 1960s or 1970s, the introduction of new technology seemed to be increasing inequalities in the rural society. Green revolution crops were highly profitable mainly because they yielded more produce. Well to do farmers who had access to land, capital, technology, and know how, and those who could invest in the new seeds and fertilizers could increase their production and earn more and more money. However, in many cases, it led to the displacement of the tenant cultivators, means small farmers or the farm laborers, and for landowners began to take back land from their tenants and the cultivate it directly because cultivation was becoming more profitable. Means the farmlands which were given to the small farmers or landless farmers as per the some conditions which were continuing on that time, especially you have listened the some words in the modern time just like the batai, balkat. So on these terms and conditions, the farmlands were given by the big farmers or landlords to the poor farmers as well as the landless farmers. But when this farming or agriculture become profitable and the surplus production was sold in the market and this gave the extra income to these farmers, then these big landowners farmers slowly tried to take their lands from the other small farmers, and so these people who are landless or have the less area of fields, they will now become the jobless or workless. So this also created the unemployment in the agriculture sector, and this made the rich farmers better off and worsened the condition of the landless and the marginal holders or small farmers. In addition to introduction of the machineries such as tillers, tractors, threshers, and harvesters, especially the areas of the Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, This led to the displacement of the service caste groups who used to carry out these agriculture related activities. This process of displacement also increased the pace of the rural urban migration. Means the labor class societies or the tribal groups or the some SC/ST categories people who are working in the big farmers farmland as the farm labor, or sometimes they also work with the big farmers as per the conditions or terms. But when the big farmers were started to took over the lands from these poor peoples or landless farmers, then these jobless or workless farmers slowly started the migration from rural areas to the urban areas. So this was also means the green revolution led the migration from villages towards the urban areas or cities. The ultimate outcome of green revolution was a process of the differentiation in which the rich grew richer and many of the poor stayed or grew poorer. It should be noted that employment and wages for agriculture workers did increase in many areas because the demand for labor increased. Moreover, rising prices and the shift in the mode of the payment of agriculture workers from payment in kind of cash actually worsened the economic condition of most of the rural workers, because these poor people now have to purchase the other goods and services at the cost of money. They were not given their wages as the cash crops or the returned services. Now they have to purchase most of the other goods or material, especially for the edible goods, at per the cost of the cash money. The another negative outcome of the Green Revolution study was the worsening of the regional inequalities. The areas that underwent this technological transformation became more developed while other areas stagnated, and the people who were from the non-agricultural field, they were slowly just becoming so far away from the agriculture, as well as the inequalities among the society or the people of villages or the rural areas, this was also increased. And for example, the parts of the country like Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, and eastern parts of the country, these were promoted more and more inequalities among the rural societies, as well as the regions such as Telangana to be relatively undeveloped. These are also the region that continue to have an interest feudal agrarian structure. The sharp caste and class inequalities, together with the exploitative labor relations in these regions, has given rise to the various kinds of the violence, and in recent years, that is continuing in the modern time also.